Hey guys, good evening or good night, wherever you are in the United States or Canada. We're so excited to be here. Sorry we're running just a couple minutes behind. We just wanted to make sure that we had all the goodies for you guys tonight and that we really brought it. Really had everything about our stories that we wanted to share and really just have tons of info, answer lots of questions, because I know that if you're on this webinar tuning in, you probably have some questions about what this whole online fitness coaching phenomenon is all about. And these moms coming home from work and staying on this webinar tuning in, you probably have some questions about what this whole online fitness coaching phenomenon is all about. And these moms coming home from work and I'm muting you guys until it's your turn. Okay, there we go. Technical difficulties. Sorry about the echo if you guys were hearing that. Okay, so we just wanted to bring the goods tonight. So my name's Chico. I'm on with both of my friends. Okay, there we go. Technical difficulties. Sorry about the echo if you guys were hearing that.
Do you still hear it?
So we just wanted to bring the goods. Okay, I don't know what is happening. Sorry, guys. I'm going to keep them muted. We'll just switch off. So anyway, it's always an adventure. But my name is Chico, like I mentioned. I'm on tonight with my two very dear friends, Jenn Richardson and Paige Casto. And we kind of all got started similarly, but also super differently. And we've got kind of amazing stories to share with you. And we just want to share the success that we've experienced and really pay that forward. That's really important for all of us to be able to, really share the opportunity that's blessed our lives so much. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I am the founder of Team Fitspiration, and there's lots of different branches and different teams that have formed from that team. But it's just kind of amazing that we're all part of the same big family. A lot of us have met through social media, and some of us know each other in person, and we'll kind of get into that, how you share the business and meet new people. But I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I've been married to my husband Matt for 8 years. We just celebrated 8 years this month. My three little ones are 7, 6, and 4. And when I got into coaching, they were actually all three under the age of 4. Our life was kind of crazy. Coaching came into my life at a time when my husband was just finishing up his professional baseball career. I had just had our third baby, and we were just completely at a place in our life where we had no direction. We did not have very much hope. It was a really scary time for us. We had to walk away from our very first home that we built in Florida, and it was just a really big heartbreaker for us, crusher of the pride. And to be kind of back, total backtrack from where we had started. We were so proud of where we were in life. And after Matt's baseball career ended, we had no income. We were living off of our life savings for close to 2 years. I hadn't finished college. Matt didn't finish college because he was drafted out of college. And we had no plan B, nothing to fall back on. And so because I had just had our third baby, I sort of had fallen into this fitness challenge group on social media and fell in love with the whole process. I felt like I had just been pregnant for so long because I had 3 babies back to back, and so I just kind of fell into my lap, and I'm like, I'm just here to get in shape. And I brought all my friends to this group that my good friend Brandy was hosting, and she kept saying, you've got to sign up. You can get credit for all of this and bring your friends, and you can be a coach too, just like me. I had no concept of what coaching was, so I kept saying, no, that's not for me. I'm not going to do that. So really, I just wanted to pay it all forward, and so it got to a point when I was about to refer my very last friend to Brandy. I said, you know what? We need this. I had seen how the Beachbody coaching business had blessed my friend Brandy's life, and I thought, why not me? I'm at a place where I need this. My family needs this. I felt an opportunity to kind of step up and just go for it, and so that is totally what brought me into coaching. And I'm going to kind of pass it off to my good friends Paige and Jenn, but to start, and just to kind of give a little backstory of how Paige and I met, our husbands played baseball together, and so we've known each other for, gosh, 9 years almost. And she had kind of a similar story and a similar reason why getting started in coaching was necessary. But I am going to pass it off to Paige. I'm going to mute myself so that we don't have any more technical difficulties, and unmute Paige. So here we go. Paige, maybe unmute yourself.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, so hey guys, I exactly what Steph said. I don't want to get into the whole back thing with baseball, with my life and everything, but we had very, like she said, very similar stories. My husband played baseball, and it was almost 7 years, and his career kind of came to a halt, and we realized that it wasn't going the way that we thought it would go forever, so we kind of made that decision for him to retire, and that left us, just like Stephanie, kind of like, what are we going to do now? Because he didn't have a college degree. He had gotten drafted out of college. I hadn't finished college either, and I happened to find out I was pregnant at this time, because that's, you know, it's always perfect timing. So basically we went back home to Oregon, where we're both from. Our families are in Oregon. We're very close to our families, and we just kind of were like scrambling. Like, he had 5 jobs. So he would leave the house at like 4:30 a.m. He wouldn't get home till 11 at night, and this was like 7 days a week, and even that wasn't really cutting it. We were at the point where we had run through any savings that we had, and it was just really scary. We got to the point where we couldn't pay our mortgage, and so we had to ask my parents if we could move in with them, and we did that. We lived with my parents for almost 2 years. I had my baby when we lived with my parents, and I had another child who was 4. I was on government assistance, government health care, and it was pretty much rock bottom. Some other crazy things happened too that just had us like, we felt stuck, like we didn't know how we would ever get out of this. Around the same time, just like Steph said, she was kind of like got into this fitness challenge thing, and with her friend Brandy, whose husband also played baseball, and she was like, yeah, you should do this with me. I mean, you know, you just had your baby. We can lose our baby weight together. And I was over here like, dude, I can't afford anything. Like, I don't know what you want me to sign up for. I don't know what you want me to buy, but I cannot do it. So she was kind of just convincing. You know, when your best friend's like, no, you should do this. It'll be fun. You're kind of, you know, you want to support her. You want to do it with her. So I actually saved my birthday money and bought my first challenge pack, and it was P90X. And I got that, and I started doing it, and she, shortly after that, convinced me to sign up to be a coach, because she had signed up, and she was like, look, it can hold us accountable. We could maybe earn a little bit of extra money. And I was like, okay, you know what? At least that's something. Like, I wanted to support her, and I thought, okay, I can see like it could be a good thing. So long story short, I signed up, but at the same time, my husband actually got a call from somebody that we knew in Texas, and they offered him a job. And, you know, at this point, we're still living with my family, with my parents, and, you know, we have no hopes of that changing anytime soon. And it was kind of one of those things where we knew that this was like an answered prayer. Like, this was a job that we had to take. Like, we couldn't turn it down. So we made the move. We left home, and we moved to Texas. And it was the hardest thing ever, because not the move itself, but just going there and not knowing how or when we would ever go back home. So that was a scary thing for us. Even though we felt so fortunate to have this job, it was still just like, you know, we felt stuck. Like, now that we're here in Texas, it's great and all, but like, when are we ever going to go back home? And I actually told Steph, like, you know what, I'm not going to like actively coach. I don't really know what that's all about, and I can't really do that right now. Like, I need to focus on this adjustment and helping my, you know, kids adjust to this new life in Texas and all this. So a couple months had passed, and I remember sitting at my kitchen table in Texas, and it was like, all of a sudden, it just all hit me, like everything that we'd gone through the last couple of years, and I was like, dude, I'm stuck here. Like, how am I in Texas, and how the heck am I going to get home? And it was like I was just bawling, and I'm like, I have no hope. Like, we're stuck. I hate this. I don't like this feeling, and it was awful. And it was like something was just like, hello, like, remember coaching? I was still a coach, even though I wasn't actively working. And I had obviously seen what Stephanie was doing, because best friends. I mean, I knew that she was working and she was starting to earn income, and I was like, dude, this is it. Like, I have to try this. I have to go all in and just give it everything, because it's the only thing I can think of right now that could get my family home and maybe work. So from that day on, I would say that's kind of when I went all in with coaching, and I decided to look at it as a business opportunity and just really take advantage of that. And I did. I made a goal that day. I mean, I texted Stephanie and I was like, dude, I'm back, I'm in. And she knew exactly what I was talking about. She's like, okay, let's do this. So I made a goal to match my husband's salary in 1 year, and a year came and I had met that goal. I did that, and then I made another huge crazy goal, and I was like, I'm going to move my family back home in June. And that was just this last June, and we did it. Like, we moved back home. My family's home. We're back here in Oregon. My husband's retired. Like, he doesn't have to do anything now. So it's incredible. Like, it's amazing. But that's kind of my big why of getting my family back home, and that was my driving force. So that's how I got started, and now I'm here. So.
Okay, I think we're good. Like, every time I hear your story, Paige, I just like get chills just thinking about how all that happened. It feels like it was just yesterday, but it's like so much has happened and it's gone by so fast at the same time. So it's just so cool to hear that all over again. And it's similar too with Jenn and our connection. It's so crazy how God and the universe works and really connects people. Because Jenn and I didn't know each other. Like, Paige and I knew each other. Jenn and I kind of knew of each other through some mutual friends in Florida, and I just was following this girl who also had just recently had a baby. Our kids are our youngest little ones are all right around the same age, and I had been coaching for a few months, and I thought this girl would be perfect. And so I just befriended Jenn through the internet, and because of our mutual friends, we sort of knew of each other. And so that is how Jenn came into my life, and I mean, I can't even say enough about this girl, but I'm going to pass it over to Jenn so she can kind of share her story like Paige got to.
So, I mean, everyone is going to have a different why, and mine is so different than Steph and Paige. When I started, like Steph was saying, I had just had my second son, and I was 45 pounds heavier than I had been. And I just felt kind of uncomfortable and kind of just not happy in my own skin. And I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to that feeling. And kind of like Paige had mentioned, I was like, coaching, like there's no way, I don't know anything about like fitness, you know, how am I going to coach anybody? But I loved the kind of accountability that Steph's team offered. And I don't know about you guys watching right now, but I was a chronic fitness quitter. I mean, I was one of those girls who would like buy a gym membership and then I would go twice and then I would never go again. And I would like go grocery shopping and I'd buy like all these awesome foods and then they would like rot in my fridge, like I wouldn't eat them. So it was just, that was my life. That's how I was when it came to fitness. But I think everyone gets to a point where they're kind of like, I need to change, like I need to do something different. And Steph just seemed so happy and like she was doing so great. And I'm like, I want to do this. So I jumped in as a discount coach, and we're going to talk about how there's different kinds of coaches a little later on. But so my first year with Beachbody was basically just working on myself, and that's totally fine. And it was awesome because I was able to meet Paige and the other girls on Steph's team, and they were so awesome, so sweet to me, even though I wasn't working the business per se. Like Steph and Paige were mentioning, they had really strong financial whys. I didn't have that. My husband had a good job. I was employed full time. So I had a good job, and it just, I didn't need it in that way. So there wasn't that driving force, but I'm sure some of you guys watching can relate to that too. Like sometimes it's okay to just want something for ourselves. Like we don't need it to be for anybody else, just us. And I was just in a place in my life where I just felt like not fulfilled. You know, I was mom to 2, and I had this great husband, and I had this good job, but there was just something inside of me that was missing. So that whole first year of me, you know, working on my fitness, I lost 45 pounds. I felt good and confident again, but I was still like, just something was missing. And I remember talking to Steph, and it was like I texted her on New Year's Eve. I was driving home with my husband, and we had like this really deep conversation about how I need something that's just gonna like fill my soul with like passion. And I texted Steph, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm all in. Like let's just do this. Like I need this for me. I really do. And it was 3 months in that I was able to quit my full-time job and do Beachbody full-time. And I honestly like thank Steph like all the time, because like I found who I was through this company. And that might sound weird because we sell fitness programs, but it's so much more than selling. It's like this family, and we lift each other up, and we inspire each other, and we keep each other accountable. It's just this network of men and women that like genuinely want the next person to succeed. And it's just really special. So my why was me. Like that was it. I needed something to make my soul on fire, and this did that for me. So I think maybe there's some of you guys listening that might be able to relate to that feeling too. So.
Yeah, I love that you brought both sides of it up, Jen, because like I know there are driving forces that differ. Like not everybody has that financial drive. Not everybody has a weight loss story. You know, not everybody has weight to lose. Not everybody is a mom like the 3 of us are, and we get that. And the cool thing is that there are so many different types of people who make up our entire team. And we'll kind of get into that, you know, different backgrounds, different whys. Paige is going to cover that. But I'm going to kind of talk about like what exactly coaching is, because I love a couple of the points that Jen and Paige made, and I wrote them down because I was a total fitness quitter too. So if you guys can identify with that, it's like my friend Brandy was like, you should be a coach. I'm like, how can I be a coach and coach other people when I can't even coach myself? Like I just quit everything that I start. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've started home businesses before, I've started workout programs, and I've quit them all. Like I'm just, how am I going to be successful at something like this? So if you can relate to that, we're kind of here to tell you that you don't have to worry about that. We're going to keep you in the game. But really, coaching isn't necessarily being that perfect fitness model type. You don't have to be a personal trainer. I think a lot of people worry that they're not at the perfect fitness condition yet, you know, at that goal weight yet, or that they're not super duper interested or knowledgeable about fitness and nutrition. And the truth is that you don't have to be. All coaches are people who are just putting themselves out there, sharing the journey. We all get into this for a reason. And everybody has that individual special reason why this works for them. And so coaching is really just being that cheerleader. A lot of this happens on social media. If you guys haven't noticed, we're on social media like 24/7. And a lot of how we've found success through coaching is through just being those brave people to kind of put it all out there, share the story, share the journey, and just really, you know, invite other people along in the journey and help them get started too. So there's a lot of different aspects to coaching. I think that there's like that business drive, and then there's that fitness drive, and then there's that just like I love people drive, and Beachbody coaching really ties all of that in to itself. So coaching is really just this special thing where you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a personal trainer. You don't have to be certified in nutrition or anything like that. You know, it's good to have an interest in those things, but you can definitely learn, just like we learned, how to be in love with the products and the process all along. I also wanted to say too, just like I mentioned before, everybody kind of starts at a different point, I was not in any position to be coaching other people. Just like I said, I was kind of a quitter, but I also had had a baby a year prior and was still holding on to like 15 to 20 pounds of post-pregnancy weight. So I think a lot of people are like, well, I need to wait and I need to work on myself before I get into coaching, but that's certainly not the case. And so we're kind of going to get into that a little bit more. But I just wanted to kind of tell you guys about what coaching really is. It's really just sharing the journey and inviting others to join in. So I'm going to pass it back over to Paige because she's got some goodies on why people get into coaching.
So I can't, it's not letting me unmute myself. Can you hear me? Okay. So yeah, I mean, I loved it. You talked about that, just everything, like that you thought, oh, I can't be a coach. I think that so many people think that. They're like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be or where I need to be or where people think I should be. And that's just silly. Like really, like Steph said, she had weight to lose. I was in no shape to be trying to help motivate other people. I quit everything as well. And not only did I quit everything fitness-wise, I quit just everything. Like I quit college, I quit everything. So that's another thing is I think some people think, oh gosh, I could never do that. I could never do what they do. I don't have what it takes. And like, I'm here to say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because I said that. I looked at people and I thought, I don't have what it takes. I don't have what she has or she has, you know. And I think that that's the awesome thing about coaching is that it's not like this one little mold. It's for everybody. Everybody can make it their own and kind of find their own vibe with it and roll with that and make it unique and awesome for them. And it just works. Like it's not just a one size fits all type thing, which is what I think is so cool. So yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about kind of that why factor. We always in coaching we say you find that why that makes you cry, and it doesn't always have to, because just like perfect example, like Jen, she didn't have like she wasn't in this hard financial time that she was like I need something, anything, kind of grasping and needed hope. She wasn't in that position, so it doesn't always have to be some crazy like why like that, but it does have to be something. It is something that's driving you and pushing you every day. Like for me, like I shared, you know, it was getting my family home from Texas. Like that was my big thing. But then, you know, once you hit certain goals, it changes. So you're always having something that you're needing to kind of have insight and have that clear vision, like what you're going for. And we, I think, as coaches, and kind of like when we have new coaches join the team as your mentor, we kind of help you figure out what that is. And it's awesome. Like we get to connect with our coaches and help them find, you know, what's that thing that's going to drive you. And you know, whether it be something just like, I'm sick of doing nothing at home. I want something else. I want that connection with those motivated, positive women, or I want that connection with other moms, you know, or just, you know, I want to be accountable to my own fitness, and I know that this could help me. Or if it's something huge, like I want to retire my husband, or, you know, I want to quit my full-time job. Whatever it is, like everybody has something, you know, so that's kind of our job is, you know, we welcome new coaches on the team, is just like help you figure out what that is and then stay super connected to that. It's important. It's huge. I know that I can speak for all of us when I say that if we didn't have something driving us at one point or another, we would have fizzled out. We would have just been like, it's, you know, we don't really know where we're going with this. We don't have that clear, you know, you just have to kind of pick that thing that's unique for you and keep that in like the big picture, like you're focusing on that, and it's whatever's going to push you, you know. And everybody has something. Like if you're sitting there right now and you're like, I don't think I do, you do. Like I promise everybody has something. Just like Jen, you know, she said it was for me, like, and that's huge, and that's not something to be, you know, embarrassed about or feel bad about, because we all know, like if you're a mom, the better you feel, I mean, just the better everything is. So, I mean, that right there is huge. Like the connections you make and the friendships and just that support. Like I can't say enough about the support. Like these girls are like my family now. It's like, it's just something that you can't quite explain. And it's like everybody who comes in, they feel it right away, and it's just something unique and amazing. But anyway, I just kind of went off track there. But my point is, you just always need to have that something that you can see it and you're working toward and you're focusing on, and that's what's going to keep you in this. And I think that we all just want everybody to kind of realize that there's something more. Like, there's just always something more. I think before coaching, I didn't know that. I thought, okay, I'm a mom now, and we live paycheck to paycheck, and this sucks, and we're stressed, and we don't really know what we're going to do now. And, like, to know what this is and what we can offer people, it's like this amazing, I feel like it's this gift. Like, I can't not share about it because of what it's done for my life and my family's life. And so that's how I think of it. It's like, this is a gift and it's like, I can give this to people and show them that there's hope and there's something more, and there's something more than just a 9-to-5 that you're not happy at, or there's something more than just clocking in every day and going through the motions, and there's something more than just working for some huge corporation and building someone else's dreams. Like, you can own your own little business here and build your dreams, and like, it's huge, and that exists, and anybody can do it. And so there's something more. Like, I think that people just don't know that. They kind of feel like that's where they're at and that's where they're always going to be. And I think our whole thing is we just want people to know that you don't have to settle for that. Like, there's something so much bigger. So that's what coaching is for us.
I think also, like, I love what Paige said about reasons why and that driving force. But I think Jenn is like a perfect example of how sometimes your why evolves. Like, Jenn got into it because she was like, I just want to get a discount on the products. And then she kind of got into this community and got around people who were doing it and changing their lives. And she realized, like, oh, wait, okay, this was why I started, and this is why I'm going to continue. So it can evolve and it can change. And so if you're just kind of at that point where you're like, I just want to get fit, and if I share that with a couple of people, then awesome. But you may find that will change and that will evolve. It may not, and that's okay too. And we're going to talk about that later, and I'm going to pass it off to Jenn before we go off on more tangents, because that's just what we do.
So you guys are probably thinking right now, we've talked about whys, we've talked about why you want to do this, and you might be thinking, okay, so I want to do this, but I don't think I'm going to be good at it. And the biggest thing that we hear from people that are interested in coaching but aren't ready to jump in is, I am terrible at sales. I'm not a good salesperson. I don't think I could sell anything. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about how I am the worst salesperson probably in all of Beachbody. I am. Like, it's just not something I've ever been strong in is selling. Like, you know how people like have those parties, like the makeup parties or whatever? I could never get anyone to buy anything from my parties. I don't know. I think that we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and like selling is just not mine, and that's okay. But what has been kind of my driving success in Beachbody is being able to connect with people. I love people, and I think that's why I love social media so much, and being able to connect with so many of you guys that are hopefully watching right now. It's just fun. Like, I enjoy it. So you don't have to feel like in order to be a successful coach, you need to be pushing products, because that's not what we do. Instead of trying to sell something that Beachbody offers, you're sharing. So if you do your workout in the morning, and whether you are a coach or whether you're just someone that enjoys working out, you might post about it. So you're going to share, like, what if you're a runner and, you go running and you're going to post, like, I just had, like, this 8-minute mile and it was amazing. So you're sharing. And that's what we do, except we're using, like, 21 Day Fix or Insanity Max 30 or a program. And it's just as basic as it is. We're just simply telling people what we're doing. We're not trying to sell them something. We're just sharing. And it makes it feel a lot more organic and a lot it just makes it feel a lot less pushy. So you don't have to feel like my friends and the people that follow me on social media are going to be annoyed and irritated because all of a sudden now I've decided to become a coach and all I'm posting about is Shakeology and like challenge packs. And we just want you guys to know that that's not how we run our team. That's not the kind of the training that we give. Like, we never want you guys to feel icky or uncomfortable, because we never want to feel that way either. So we never want you guys to feel like that. We want you guys to feel totally comfortable in sharing. And so that's why we encourage you guys to, like, really dive into the programs, you know, use the products and love them and share with them before you feel like you want to even offer them to someone else. It will just come really, really organically. And something I tell my coaches, what we do all the time, and we indirectly sell something that we're not making commission off of. So I'm like an Amazon Prime junkie. Like, I love Amazon Prime, and I'm constantly sharing stuff that I got off Amazon. Well, I don't get anything from Amazon for sharing that, but it's something that I liked, and it's something that I think someone else will like, and so I share it. And you guys probably do it every day, and you don't even think about it. You know, you buy a cereal, or you go to like a restaurant and you post about it. You're essentially, you know, selling for that business, and you're just not getting any kickback from it. So that's kind of just how we view it. We love Beachbody. We love the products. We love the programs, and so we're sharing them. And in turn, our love and our success with them is what makes people interested in wanting to try them too. So it's just this really organic process. And going into that, kind of talking about the selling stuff, is going to jump into what we kind of do daily as coaches, like what's the business aspect. So
yeah, and I love what Jen said, like, we're not salespeople. I'm a terrible salesperson also, and I think that people look at online network marketing and they assume, well, I'm going to have to post all these product pictures, and I'm going to have to, you know, bother my friends and family on Facebook. And we really encourage you, like, please don't do that. Actually, like, we want you to do the opposite of that, is not sharing those kinds of pictures where you're spamming people on social media. It really just is sharing you. And so we have this really cool thing called the 3 vital behaviors, and generally covered a lot of it. It's really just like, we're inviting every day just through social media, just being present on social media, sharing the process. And so really just inviting people to join, whether that's privately, you know, texting your friend like, I'm doing this amazing thing, I'm so pumped about it, you should do it with me, just like I did with Paige and Jen. Or it's sharing on social media, posting, sharing the journey, and you're kind of indirectly inviting. Also, another thing is being a product of the product. Jen covered that. Just really like loving what you are doing, loving the workout. Currently doing hammer and chisel. I'm obsessed with it. I just made it halfway through, and I just love it. So I share it, and it's just organic and it's natural. And you know, I'm not trying to sell something every single day. I'm really just genuinely showing up and doing these workouts and drinking my Shakeology. Because I feel great, got rid of my chronic migraines, my skin is clear, I feel amazing, no more bloating. Just a little side story there. My personal testimony with Shakeology, it's amazing stuff. And I am a total like nutrition ingredient reader, and I am a very huge advocate about the entire ingredients list in Shakeology. So if you guys ever have questions about Shakeology, please feel free to ask. I know we've got lots of like nursing moms, pregnant moms, just anybody who's interested in it, and if you're curious if it's for you, we can definitely help you figure that out. And last but not least, and probably the biggest of all, and one of the things that I didn't even know that I loved until I got into coaching, is personal development. I was totally one of those people who were like, self-help books, like the self-help section at Barnes & Noble, that's not for me. I don't need self-help. But we all actually really do. It's wonderful. It's eye-opening. It's personal growth. And Beachbody encourages that. Like, how cool is that, that we work for a company that really encourages personal growth, and reading, and growing your mind and growing your soul, and you know, just learning more. So that's a huge part of it, and that's called the 3 vital behaviors. And so that really ties into kind of what we do every day. It's just really like sharing the journey, being a product of the product, inviting other people, and doing your personal development daily. And literally like those little things, those tiny things that feel like they're not doing anything, those, you know, things that aren't like actual like huge action steps where you're like posting spammy pictures, you think that that's gonna grow your business quickly. It's those things that compound over one another that grow this incredibly successful business. If you just promise yourself and promise us to be here in a few months to a year to 2 years, it's going to grow, and once you get to a year, you're not going to want to leave. So it's an amazing thing. And so that's really just like what we're doing every day. We have tons of training, tons of resources, tons of support through the entire team. We just love each other, and so there's so much support and tools to get you started. So if you guys are kind of like, what do I do? How am I going to learn all this stuff? We've got you covered, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. So I'm going to pass it over to Paige, where she's going to talk about getting started.
So, obviously, people like, oh, great, it's cool and all, but how do I get started? How much is it going to cost? All that stuff. So we obviously want to let you guys know. And it starts with, I'll just go over real quick, like, how do you earn money? So first of all, you get 25% off anything you sell, and you get that all to yourself. You don't share that with your coach that sponsored you. You don't share it with anybody. You get that 25% commission. And then you'll also get, as you start to grow your team, you're going to earn these team cycle bonuses, and this is something that just can add up over time. And this is how, like, Jen and Steph and I earn 98% of our income, is just these team cycle bonuses, and they come weekly. And once you're growing that team and your team's doing awesome, and it's just like, it starts to add up, and it's amazing. So you also, when you sign up a coach, you'll get a $50 like bonus for that coach signing up. And anytime that somebody signs up and purchases Shakeology, signs up as a coach, you're going to get a $20 bonus. So there's just different ways that you can earn income. But that 25% commission, is awesome right off the bat. You're also, as a coach, going to get 25% off of all programs and products, and you're also going to be the first to know about them, and sometimes in certain cases you're the first that gets to try them, so it's kind of cool, just kind of being the first ones to get stuff before anybody else. Another thing I just like to add into when we're talking about this and getting started and everything is, how much time do you have to dedicate to this? Because I feel like a lot of people ask. And it's whatever you want. So there's no quota. There's no, you have to do this. You have to clock in. You have to show it. It's whatever you want. So I know, as kind of your mentor coach that, a new coach comes into business, I think we all do this. We just sit down and say, well, what do you want out of this? And then we just kind of help you see, what you could or should be doing to hit certain goals in it, but they're all your own goals. So that's what's so cool. There's no pressure. There's no like, you have to do this. Like, it's all what you want to make of it. So you can put in as little or as much time as you want, really. I would say when I started to go all in and do it, I was putting at least 4 or 5 hours a day, and that was just kind of like my work day, and that's what I was doing. And it just depends, whatever you want to make of it. So I think that that's a good thing for people to know. Another thing about getting started is, you hear us talk about Shakeology, and we said be proof of the product, and you guys who follow us probably see we talk about our Shakeology, our superfoods, all the time because we're obsessed. It's like an addiction, but you don't have to be on Shakeology and be drinking it to be a coach. You don't have to. It's not like it's like the law or something. But, so it's not required, but it's something where you should be because you're wanting to share it with people, and, it kind of goes with being proof of the product. And honestly, before I was a coach, when I first got in and started drinking my Shakeology, that's the one thing that kind of hooked me, that I was like, oh, wow. Like, I kind of went from, like, foggy-headed, sluggish mom to, like, whoa, like, I have energy and, like, I feel really good. So that alone for me, I was like, dude, if I can just get a discount on the Shakeology, then I'm in this. So it's kind of one of those things, like, once you try it and then you feel the benefits of it, it's amazing, and so you're going to want to be on it. And then you're going to want to share about it because, you want to tell all your friends why you feel so good. And also going back to what you girls were saying about, like, you probably, like Jen said, you probably sell things all the time and you don't realize it. Like if someone says, your foundation, what do you use? And you say, oh, and you tell everybody about the foundation you use. You know, you're not getting credit for that. But when you think about like Shakeology like that, instead of like trying to be a salesperson, but you're just like, dude, I feel amazing, and you're talking about the things that you're doing, like the girls said, it just happens naturally. So that kind of goes with being proof of the product. You know, you're drinking the shakes, you're doing the workouts, you're feeling awesome, and that just kind of comes out, and you want to share about it. So it's important to actually, you know, be drinking the Shakeology. But like I said, you don't have to. And then the next thing is, how do you sign up? Like, how the heck do you get started in this? There's two ways. There's one way you can just pay a $39.95 sign-up fee. You can sign up, you're a coach. It's going to be a $15 a month website maintenance fee, and you get 3 websites. So it's the $15 a month. I mean, that's pretty amazing for 3 websites. I know, like, my father has a website, and I know that it's a lot more than that to keep that thing going and keep it stocked and updated and whatever. So it's $15, and that's just monthly. But the best way to sign up, the most cost-effective, you're going to get the most for your money, is to sign up just with a challenge pack. And a challenge pack is any one of our programs, workout programs, paired with a 30-day supply of our Shakeology. And they start at $140. And if you knew the savings, you'd be like, holy moly, because just if you're a customer and you were to go on right now and just buy Shakeology, it's going to be $130. So this is something where you can pay as little as $140, and you've got a brand new program, you've got your whole month supply of Shakeology, and you're a coach. So you have right away, you have the ability to go share and make commission, you know, if you're helping someone else get started. So you can make your money back quick. So that is the smartest. I mean, that's, if you're going to look at this as a business opportunity, that's the smartest way to invest, you know, $140 to $160, whatever program you choose. And so that immediately puts the product in your hands. You can start to use it. I usually require my coaches to start with like the 21-day fix. If you guys have heard about that, it's such a good program to see results quick because it gives you the meal plan, the portion control containers. I mean, you get it all, and you're immediately able to start sharing about results because it's pretty quick once you're on that program, and you're in, and you're a coach, and it's like $140. And when you do sign up with the challenge pack, it completely waives that $39.95 sign-up fee. So it's pretty much a steal, and it's just the best way to go. And when I think about this, like now that I know more obviously about the business than when I first started, it kind of blows my mind because I know that, I mean, my husband has looked into things like starting a franchise, and like, let's just say Chipotle, for example, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're, you know, under the microscope of the corporate people, and you're probably sweating every day because you're like, this has to work. And I mean, anyway, forget all that. It's $140, and you basically own your own fitness business, and you can run it however the heck you want. So it's the way to go. I mean, it's a very little, you know, buy-in, I guess you could say, and you're getting stuff. You know, you're actually getting product, and you get to use it, and then you get to share about it. So that's the best way to go. And, you know, whoever your coach, if you end up signing up, is, they can help you figure out the best program for you to start with and all that. So did I miss anything, girls?
No, I think that's it. And I mean, I love the analogy of like starting a franchise because seriously, I have done research too on like other startups. I've started my own home businesses before Beachbody, and the buy-in and what you don't get for your money is just like, it's not even comparable to Beachbody. And I would never name any names of companies or anything like that. Everybody has, you know, the way that they run their business, and that's totally fine. But for the value of what you're actually getting, like Paige mentioned, you get a product of value. Like, you get to start your fitness journey, like right then and there. You can start sharing. You can start earning commission. And I can speak from personal experience just by saying, because I've done and totally failed at those other businesses, I can tell you that I've never been able to earn back that initial tiny investment so quickly, and then some. I mean, like, there's no ceiling in what you can earn. So it's just really a cool way to start a legit business. So yeah, and we're going to pass it to Jen so she can kind of talk about different types of coaches, because we know that, you know, everybody, like we talked about, gets into this for different reasons, and you don't have to go like super hard. You don't have to be that full-time, I'm quitting my job, I'm going to be a stay-at-home parent, I'm going to retire my husband. You don't have to be that type of coach. And I'm going to turn it over to Jen so she can share.
Okay, I kind of want to talk what we were just talking about really quick. Steph and I have a clothing line, and this is just like a side thing, but the money we had to invest to start up a clothing line, like quadruple like what we had to put in like to get started with Beachbody. And it's funny because I was talking to this girl, she's in college, and she was like, you know, I'm just a college student, like I don't have that much money. And I was thinking about the job I had in college, and I worked at Abercrombie. And when I got the job at Abercrombie, if any of you guys ever worked there, you have to buy their clothes and wear them when you work there. And so like I'm making like $8 an hour, and I had to go buy jeans and like hoodies and like tank tops to like wear. And you guys, I mean, everyone knows Abercrombie's not like Target pricing. So I'm pretty sure like I spent like my first 2 months of paychecks just buying the clothes I needed to buy like to wear to work. And so like I think from small jobs to big jobs, like any job, any you know, kind of like business you're getting yourself into, there's going to be like some sort of investment that you have to, you know, put some money down to get yourself into it. And on the flip side, like how Paige mentioned about her dad, with his website, before I started Beachbody, I was a web developer and graphic designer. So I had clients that came to me that needed their website built for a startup company. Websites, like an e-commerce type website where you're selling something, they start at around $2,000 and they go up. And then that doesn't even factor in like what your domain, which would be like those websites Paige was mentioning. We get 3 personalized websites that we can give to people to purchase through us. Domains start at like $15 and go up depending on the domain you purchase, and you have to renew that every year. So like a custom domain, maybe with like your first and last name, something that is, if you have a common last name, those can go more. I've seen people spend over $200 on a domain that they want to secure for their business. So what I'm trying to say is, I know $140 sounds like a lot of money. It's like sticker shock when you see that. But if you're thinking, you know, long term, or, you know, the bigger picture of like, if I ever want to work for myself and not for some, you know, other big corporation, and never be my own boss, you're going to have to invest something at some point down the line. And like Paige was saying, like, you're getting the product, like you're able to hold it. I know with some of these other companies, you have to invest like couple $1,000s to hold inventory, and I think she touched on that, but we don't actually hold inventory, which is cool. We don't have to buy product and hope we sell it. Beachbody does all of that for us. Someone goes to your personalized link, they purchase it, Beachbody ships it. We don't have to hold a darn thing, which is, I personally think, awesome. I hate shipping things. Like I hate it. It gets really frustrating with labels and packing. Anyway, so Beachbody does all of that, so they make it really, really easy for us. And you know, the $140, you're thinking, okay, so I plan on being a discount coach. And a discount coach is somebody that signs up the exact same way as any other coach, but they're not going in it hoping that they're you know, going to make any money off of it. So the sign-up process is the same, but they're getting 25% off anything that they are purchasing. And most people that become a discount coach is somebody that wants Shakeology. That's why I started. Despite that $15 a month fee, I was still saving like $18.50. It was something like that a month. So for me, that plans on being on Shakeology ongoing, which I really attribute to being able to lose the weight, because it curbs cravings like nothing else I've ever experienced. Like, I have a major sweet tooth, and it just really does wonders for that. But so discount coaching, you're saving money by being able to have that, you know, coaching discount. And mom is like, oh, I want to try Shakeology. That looks really good. Or your friend is like, oh, that's kind of awesome. Like, I want to try that 21-day fix. You're not even working the business. You're not in any of our coaching groups. You didn't go through training, but you have that link that you can pass on. And you just got 25% commission. So it's awesome and easy. And then we call part-time coaches, who are people who have a full-time job, or they simply don't want to dedicate a lot of time to the business. So we call them part-time coaching. They go through our training groups. You know, all of us have full training. You guys aren't going to sign up and then we're like, peace, bye. Like, no, we work with you every step of the way to make sure you can be like as successful as you want to be in the business. So just part-time coaches, they jump in our groups, they're trained, and then if they want to spend 5 hours a week doing it, that's what they want to do. And then there are full-time coaches, which is what all of us, Paige and Steph and I are. And this is our full-time job. So we run it as anyone would that is working, you know, full-time. We set office hours for ourselves where we're doing different tasks. Steph had touched on Power Hour, which is kind of like how we sector off our day and the things that we need to accomplish. So there's just different kinds of coaches. So you don't have to feel like, I think this is really interesting to me, but I just don't think I can dedicate like 20 hours a week to this, and that's okay. And like, we want you guys to know that you're your own boss now. So you can work as much or as little as you want to, and that's totally fine. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of a wrap.
Yeah, that's kind of it. That's like coaching in a nutshell. And I mean, mostly, like, I know that there was information and there was probably a lot of meat to this where you guys were like, okay, let me get this straight. But the gist of it is we have a blast. You can do those 3 vital behaviors and share your journey and stuff and earn free trips. We're going to, where are we going? The Dominican Republic in 2017. Like, you guys tuning in who aren't coaches yet, you can get in on this and you can earn that trip for free. And you can go to Nashville with us this summer. I mean, I have always kind of had a little bit of a travel bug, and I got to experience it a little bit with my husband as a baseball player, but being able to do that and like see parts of the country and parts of the world and travel with my friends, these people have become my family. It's like a family reunion a couple of times a year. It's just a freaking blast. Like, that's really the bottom line of what coaching is all about. So boom, drops mic, that's it. So if you guys have anything you want to add, I just don't want to keep everybody too much longer. We've had you guys here. We're so thankful for everybody who's tuned in. Do you guys want to add anything?
I do. I just want to add one thing. So I just think the one thing I hear from my team and my girls so often, in fact, one said it like 2 days ago. She was like, oh, I just wish I would have started sooner. And I'm like, dude, if you knew how many times I've heard that. So my thing is like, if there's a little part of you, any part of you that's like, I should just give it a try, I really want to, but I'm scared, or I don't know if I'd be good at it, or whatever, I say just do it. Just go for it, because you just never know. And like, what do you have to lose? I mean, you're going to get an awesome product, and you're probably going to lose some pounds and get in shape. That's awesome. And then you're going to get this whole like family who just loves you and wants to support you and see you do well. And I think that's like my whole thing is like, if there's one little part of you that's like, I really want to, I say just go for it, because I think we can all agree, like, of course we wish we would have started sooner. Like, we love where we're at now, but like, it's amazing and it's 100% life changing. And you know, if it can change our lives, it can change yours. So I just think go for it.
And there's never going to be a perfect time, like with anything. There's just never like everything, like the stars align and like the clouds part, and like you're just like, yes, right now. Like, no, like life doesn't work like that, you know, like there's no perfect time, so like why not try? And this is another thing I love about Beachbody. There's no like crazy getting out clause. So like, if it's not for you, you fill out a paper and you email it and you're done. Like, I'm like a commitment phobe, and so like that was one of the first questions I asked Steph. I was like, well, what if I don't like it? Like, how can I quit? She's like, this is the email address, and you just email them and say you want to. I'm like, what? That's it? Like, that's all? Yeah, that's all. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But, I mean, won't you always wonder, like, if you've been, like Paige was saying, if there's, like, a tiny part of you that's like, I think I might want to do this. You know, you're always going to wonder unless you do it. And it ends up not being for you. You have this awesome product that you're still able to use, and you have this awesome experience. And trust me, you're going to make awesome friends. Like, even my coaches that have gone in other directions and they've left, you know, coaching, we are still friends. And, like, we still have these bonds that, you know, you're always going to have. So, like Paige said, if there's, like, any small part of you, just go for it, for sure.
Yes, amen to that. Thank you, you three. I'm like thanking myself. Thank you, too, for coming on and doing this with me. It's always so much fun to hang out with you guys and just to be able to share all of our info with you. To all who tuned in, we're just thankful. I know you gave up a chunk of your evening, time away from family, whatever, time away from The Bachelor DVR downstairs. I'm going to go check that out now. So for everybody who tuned in tonight, we're just thankful. And please let us know if you have any questions. The coach who brought you to this webinar, make sure you send them a message, a text, call them, however you need to get in contact with that person. Ask how you can get started. And if we're that person who invited you, then for sure get in touch with us. But we hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you again. See you later.
Bye.